Life's full of surprises. The kind you don't see coming. Those moments that seem small until they shift everything. That evening, I sat alone in a tiny hotel room, glancing at the faded curtains and flickering ceiling fan, wondering how things had turned out this way. I wasn't supposed to be here, not like this. Not alone, and certainly not with him. Ethan. My husband Logan had been away in another city for months, and though I missed him, it wasn't just his absence that hurt. It was the silence, the neglect, the way he seemed more connected to his job than to me. Each lonely night had started to feel heavier, emptier. Something inside me was slowly breaking. So when I decided to visit Logan and asked Ethan, Logan's friend's son who had been staying at our place temporarily, to drive me, it felt innocent enough. A road trip, a favor. Nothing more. Ethan was 22, lively, funny, and always had that effortless charm about him. He was like a burst of sunshine in our quiet house, sometimes annoying but often comforting in ways I couldn't admit. I just didn't expect we'd get stuck together for the night. Alone. In a cramped, one-bed motel room. Let me take you back to where it all started. That morning, as I got ready to leave, I caught a glimpse of myself in the hallway mirror. My eyes looked tired, my skin slightly flushed from the heat, but I still looked good. Desirable even. I hadn't felt that in months. In the kitchen, Ethan was finishing up his cereal, humming some random tune. "You're starting college at the end of the summer," I said as I leaned against the doorframe. "Might as well get some good driving practice in. Come on, take me to see Logan." He glanced up, that cheeky grin already in place. "Only if you promise to tell him I need a better car." I rolled my eyes. "We'll see. Just get your shoes." Inside though, I just wanted the day to end. I had no idea it would take such a turn. We'd been on the road for about 2 hours, and the drive was smooth enough. I sat in the back seat, scrolling through my phone while Ethan tossed out jokes, most of which he laughed at alone. Then the car made a horrible hissing sound and died. "What the hell was that?" I asked, sitting up. Not good," he muttered, pulling over to the side of the highway. "I think we broke down." "Great. No signal. No help in sight." We tried calling roadside assistance, but the nearest mechanic couldn't come until morning. With no choice, we headed to the closest motel we could find. I was tired, annoyed, and anxious about what Logan would think. At the front desk, while Ethan talked to the clerk, I stood behind him, arms crossed. If Logan finds out, he's going to be furious, I thought. But strangely, that didn't bother me as much as it should have. Maybe I already felt the distance growing between us. Maybe I was already letting go. When we opened the room door, I nearly laughed from the disappointment. "This is it," I muttered, stepping inside. "It's tiny." "One night," Ethan said with a shrug. "You expecting room service and a hot tub?" The room was barely large enough to walk in. One bed, a dim overhead light, an old air conditioner struggling to breathe. It was hot, stifling, and the single bed in the center was like a dare waiting to be answered. I tried not to think too much about it. "This heat is killing me," I muttered, rubbing my neck. "Go shower," Ethan said casually, falling onto the bed like it was his. "It's all yours." I stepped into the bathroom, heart pounding for reasons I couldn't explain. My reflection stared back at me in the steamed-up mirror. I was 47, and while I felt the weight of years, I also felt alive in a way I hadn't in so long. Being around Ethan stirred something in me. Not because of his age, but because of the way he looked at me, like I wasn't invisible. Under the hot water, I tried to let it all go. The tension, the guilt, the ache of missing someone who no longer seemed to care. When I stepped out, the room was quiet. Ethan was stretched out on the bed, hands behind his head, eyes half closed. His hair was damp from his own shower. He wore a plain t-shirt and gym shorts, and his relaxed posture made me suddenly self-conscious. I dried off, changed into a flowy summer dress, and told myself I was going down to the motel diner to clear my head. Dinner was simple. Grilled veggies, a glass of white wine. The restaurant was nearly empty, and the sunset outside the window cast a soft golden hue across the floor. But I couldn't stop thinking about the room upstairs. About him. I tried to push the thoughts away. He was just someone I knew. Family friend. A younger guy who happened to have good energy, who made me laugh, who noticed me when I was feeling invisible. That was it. But when I returned to the room, what I saw made my heart jump. Ethan had fallen asleep on the bed, the TV playing quietly in the background. His t-shirt was tossed to the side, and his chest rose and fell steadily. He looked peaceful, unaware of the storm building inside me. I stood there, frozen by the door, unsure what to do. There was only one bed. No couch. No spare mattress. Just me, him, and a room that felt smaller by the second. I sat gently on the edge of the bed, my back to him, trying to breathe. To sleep. Get through the night. Nothing else. But it wasn't that simple. In the middle of the night, I woke up to the sound of soft rustling. Ethan was shifting in his sleep, murmuring something, brushing his hair back. I turned slightly and saw his eyes flicker open, then stop, resting on me. My heart pounded. He didn't say a word. Neither did I. But the way he looked at me, curious, unsure, captivated, made the air between us electric. I closed my eyes, pretending to be asleep. But I wasn't. I felt everything. His gaze, his presence, the thrum of something I didn't want to name. And I knew. This night would change everything.